Assuming it doesn't, are you going to be a 135 fighter?
Yeah, I might go back down. I might go back down. And honestly, the fight that I'm looking for at 135 probably would be a Lamont Roach.
Hmm.
Like a Lamont is somebody who interests me because of what he did with when he fought Tank, and he looked real good as a fighter that night. He looked sharp, and his shoulder roll was nice. His right hand was nice. He was in the pocket. I felt like that was one of his best performances that I ever seen in my life. So, truthfully, I think Lamont would be one of the guys that I would look forward to fighting.
Do you feel like that's a better like legacy fight for you at 135 as opposed to, and I'm only gonna bring this name up because you know the fans,
Let's
they
do it. Ain't you ask any question? Ain't no limits.
that's
I'm,
what's
I'm
up.
good.
I appreciate you, bro. Oshaki Foster. Obviously, the fans are like, "Yo, what happened with the Oshaki Foster fight?" But just from a legacy standpoint, do you feel like Lamont Roach Jr. would be a better name for you, especially if he looks good against Zepeda?
I try to go through like the history books, like what happened in the past. Like with all due respect to that dude, right? And it's another thing. Like people get confused with me talking about his integrity and his character as me saying like he's a bad fighter. He's a good fighter. Like he's a really good fighter. But in the past, right, what has he done at 135?
Right.
Like what have he hasn't done nothing at 135 pounds for me to be like, oh shit, you did this. Now let's go by what they both did.
Bro, absolutely unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start it off like this. Shout out to Fight Hype for getting these interviews with Shakur Stevenson. Do not copyright this video, please. I'm about to cook Shakur Stevenson for the statements that he just made, the two fighters that he's calling out, the next fights that he wants. If it's going to be at 135 pounds, this guy, and if it's going to be at 140 pounds, this guy, I'm about to cook this dude. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all take a look at Fight Hype's YouTube channel and you see the most recent video that he posted with Shakur Stevenson, Shakur exposing himself again. First of all, the whole goddamn interview, Shakur is basically explaining, which confirms to me that Oshaki Foster was never, ever gonna be the next opponent for Shakur Stevenson. The man says, at 135 pounds, my next fight, I would like to fight Lamont Roach Jr. And Fight Hype, dude asks him, well, what are you gonna have to say about the fans? The fans that want to see you fight Oshaki Foster, because you said you were gonna fight Oshaki Foster. And Shakur then goes on by trying to compare resumes. Compares what Oshaki Foster has done at 135 pounds, which has become the WBC interim champion. But we all know that was fake, right? That should have never happened. So Shakur Stevenson says he's done nothing at 135 pounds. So let's take a look at what Lamont Roach Jr. did. And he starts talking about just nothing but good things with Lamont Roach Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, Oshaki Foster was never in the talks, bruh. This dude has continued to make excuse after excuse and dig low and just pull everything out of the bag to give his reasons on why he shouldn't be fighting Oshaki Foster when he said he would. Ladies and gentlemen, he's talking about legacy. And I'd rather fight Lamont Roach Jr. because Lamont Roach Jr., that's more important for my legacy. Bro, the fans ain't dumb. They forever are not going to forget about the time that you ducked Oshaki Foster and sent your little bro in there to get beat up by him. And that's what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, Shakur Stevenson brings up that he wants a fight Lamont Roach Jr. Well, this is where you're cooked, bro. Hey, this is where the cooking begins. Believe it or not. It was Shakur Stevenson last week in an interview with Ariel Helwani. He said he's done with the WBC. Am I wrong? He said forever he is done with the WBC. He ain't fighting for no WBC bout anymore. That he'll fight for all these other bouts, the Zuffa title, the IBF, the WBO, but not the WBC. If y'all don't remember that clip, let me show you, because I got the receipts right here.
Your first fight for Zuffa has to be for a Zuffa title, right?
Do it have to? I mean, if it is, once again, look, I'll fight for all of the belts. I'll fight for a Zuffa belt, the WBO, the IBF, the WBA. I just want to fight for the WBC.
You're done with them?
Yeah, I don't want to fight for their belt.
Forever?
Yeah, I'm cool. I don't want it.
They disrespected you?
Yeah, I felt they did wrong by me, and since they did wrong by me, I'm cool. I'm good.
Okay.
So he says he's not fighting for the WBC. But the man says at 135 pounds, the fighter that he's most interested in, that would impress, that would make him feel like he's getting the best fight out there, Lamont Rhodes Jr., is fighting for the WBC title against William Zepeda. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you even talking about? You say you want to fight Lamont Rhodes Jr. Jr.'s fighting for the goddamn WBC title. So if he wins that bout, then what? Oh, you're going to go back and fight for the WBC title? Miss me with the bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. This dude says he wants Lamont Rhodes Jr. when Lamont Rhodes Jr. is looking to become the WBC champion. And I'm going to tell you like this. What if the dude loses to William Zepeda? Then what? That fight, Lamont Rhodes Jr., Shakur Stevenson? Bro, ain't nobody asking for that. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's the fight that he ends up going with, then so be it. But everything that had to do with O'Shaquie Foster, he just basically confirmed to us that it was all fake. I've never seen more excuses made up in my life, okay? So this man talks about Lamont Rhodes Jr. when I just explained to you, when this man said himself he's never fighting for a WBC title. Then he goes on in the interview and they talk about 140 pounds. Let's just say you can't get the Devin Haney fight. The whole, period, everybody. If you can't get the Devin Haney fight, says FIGHTHYPE, who are you looking to fight next? And Shakur Stevenson once again brings up Gary Antoine Russell.
October, making your Zuffa debut. If it's not Devin, is there a backup plan? I mean, are you going to be disappointed?
I would like maybe like an Antoine.
Gary Antoine?
Yeah, like it's fighters out there that's real good fighters. So it's like you can't say, oh shit, there's nobody to fight. It's 100 guys to get in the ring with me. And Antoine is a hell of a fighter. Like Antoine is another dude that, like, if he went on the air and disrespected me right now, everybody will be like, oh shit, let's hurry up and see the fight. But he don't do that because he got like real integrity. Like that's the dude that know me. He went to the Olympics with me, so he know my character. He know like what I'm built with. He know I'm not like soft nigga. I know he's not a soft nigga. So,
ladies and gentlemen, this is the man that he said he would rather fight Gary Antoine Russell because he's beat El Rayo Jose Venezuela. When everybody was talking about a possible Jose El Rayo Venezuela versus Shakur Stevenson fight. Shakur Stevenson said, I'd rather fight against Gary Antoine Russell. That makes me more interested. I actually know Gary Antoine Russell. We sparred many times before. I know he's a down fool. Shakur Stevenson brings that up again today in this interview with FIGHTHYPE. Well, let me remind y'all, Gary Antoine Russell and Gary Russell Jr. already heard you say exactly what you said again today and tried to reach out to y'all. It was Gary Russell Jr. who said in the interview that he heard you say that Gary Antoine Russell is a more interesting fight that you would want to take rather than taking Jose El Rayo Venezuela. because we heard that, we reached out to Shakur Stevenson's team. And they told us that they were going elsewhere. If y'all don't remember that clip, let me show you the receipt right here, bro.
Antoine would give him a better fight than Ryo. So when we heard that, we did take it upon ourselves, and I did take it and get our team to reach out to Shakur's team to see if they were willing to make a possible fight after the statement that was made. Unfortunately, they decided to go in a different direction. So not saying that he was afraid or he's scared or anything like that, but we damn sure tried to bring that shit to him. You know, they just decided to go somewhere else.
Dude. So what does this mean then? Does it mean, Shakur Stevenson, that you're ready now for the Gary Antoine Russell fight? You just said that's the next fight you want. Gary Russell Jr., Gary Antoine Russell, the team has reached out to your team. And they said that you are unavailable, bruh. What are you even saying in this interview with FIGHTHYPE? Hey, man, Jay Prince, he must not be telling you what's going down. He must not be telling you all the different people that are hitting him up with negotiations to get into a fight with you, because you come up here and say things like that, bruh. This whole interview was about why Lamont Roach Jr. is a better opponent resume-wise to fight than O'Shaquie Foster, and that's the reason why you want to go fight him. When you clearly said you ain't fighting for a WBC title, bruh. Make that make sense. You then call out Gary Antoine Russell, and they already tried to set this fight up with you, bruh. They came public with this in a video I just showed y'all. So does that mean that you're going to change your mind now? You know that Gary Antoine Russell and Gary Russell Jr. is watching you in this interview thinking to themselves, this is all cap, bro. If he wanted this fight, he would have made it with us, bro. Oh, my God. I can't even. I'm in disbelief, bro. And you know what? I shouldn't even be shocked. We shouldn't even be shocked, dude. Because we should expect things like this from Shakur Stevenson. Every single goddamn thing that he just said in that interview with FIGHTHYPE was just exposed by me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. This is the MMA Boxing Addict channel, bringing it to you. Y'all know what it is. I got some more videos to make. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I'm out.